Crawford is in there on that night with how depleted he was, he would have knocked Vergil Ortiz out. You know what I'm saying?
In between shots.
In between shots, he's a master finisher. You know, Bokacek is a good fighter, but Ortiz is a much more talented guy than Bokacek. So for that fight to look like that, you know, Ortiz has to fix some things up because he's the more talented fighter. You know, he got the better overall skills. He's faster. He's younger. He got every advantage. But that fight was life and death, you know, because he was easy to time and he was pushing so hard. You know, so you know who Sun Tzu is?
Sun Tzu?
Yes. The
No.
he's an Asian guy who wrote books about the art of war a long time ago. And he talked about winning with and how the clever fighter knows how to win with fighter as he is. He's an excellent fighter. He was so rigid and he was so uptight against a guy like Crawford who can think calm under pressure and hit you with stuff that you don't see in between shots. Bro, Crawford would have hurt him on that night. Vergil got to get better in that aspect because if he don't, it's going to be a problem moving forward.
So you believe
against the elite guy.
So you believe that if Turkey Al-Sheikh puts that fight together next, Vergil Ortiz will probably get knocked out.
I like Crawford. I'm not.
You like Crawford. You're not going to go that far.
Crawford would have stopped him on that night with how depleted he was. You ever see a guy that depleted versus Crawford not get taken out? He's going to stop him.
No, yeah, 100%. You gotta be.
Yeah, you got to be sharp all night with him. You can't be depleted.
You can't be thinking about gas tank.
Yes, you can't worry about no gas tank with him. He's going to run you out of the ring. And Vergil, by the 10th, 11th round, bro, he was depleted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was just fighting off of heart and instincts. And there's nothing wrong with that. I respect Vergil. But Bokacek brought that out of him. And Bokacek is not on Crawford's level. Bokacek is not as talented as Vergil. So the fact that Bokacek brought that out of him, he just got to get better in that aspect. I'm not saying one day he can't improve on it or be able to beat Crawford. I'm just saying that right now, that's a major flaw versus a guy like Terrence Bud Crawford.
Yeah.
And I know it's a big difference. I know Crawford could get old any day, but if he's still in his current form, Vergil Ortiz is made to order for him.
Made to order. I like that one. And I agree. Made to order in the late rounds. So now, Turkey Al-Sheikh also mentioned he would like to put Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda on the co-main event on that card. What do you think about the fight?
It's a good fight.
Terrence Crawford, Vergil Ortiz, Shakur Stevenson, William Zepeda.
I'm going to tell you right now, bro, I don't believe it's going to happen, though.
Nah.
Somebody somewhere going to say, nah, not yet. Somebody going to say, nope, not yet. I don't know who it's going to be, but, man, that's a hard card to put together. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you, and I hope I'm wrong because I'm a boxing fan. I love seeing big fights.
I hope you're wrong, too, for real.
I hope I'm wrong. But William Zepeda has never won a world title, right?
Never.
He's the number one contender in 4 sanctioning bodies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep. At 35, yep.
Most top brain trust or managers or whatever you want to call them, if they have a choice, I didn't have a choice. But if you have a choice,
Bless you.
when you put your fighter in a fight for his first title shot as the underdog, think about that. Think how many blue chip prospects take their first title shot as underdogs. He will be the underdog versus Shakur Stevenson. Say whatever you want about Shakur. Shakur is a very difficult style, right?
Yep.
So if you could choose who you were fighting for a title, because you're the number one contender in all sanctioning bodies, Do you pick Shakur or do you pick one of the other champions at 135? The game is to be sold, not to be told. But I'm just
100%.
saying, I don't know if they're going to pick that guy for that reason.
Well, I mean, you and I both know this is a business, right? So it's like when Turkey Al-Sheikh comes in and wants to propose that fight to happen, which I talked to William Zepeda, Panda's coach, Panda, and they said that this fight is going to happen. I think I think he said late September, early October.
Okay. Well, if the manager signs off on it, then it's going to happen. That's
They had
fine.
a conversation with him, Jay Prince, and Turkey Al-Sheikh, and this fight is supposed to be locked in for that.
Listen, if that's what it is, then
What does that fight look like to you, though?
it's a great style matchup because volume punchers give uh pure boxers trouble because they just throw so many punches and they don't worry about what they hit. And Shakur Stevenson, um, he's been receiving a lot of criticism lately with some of the things he's been saying and doing in the media. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that, I think this is a tougher fight than people might realize because, when that happens and you start making people mad in the media, the next thing you know, and I think Shakur is awesome. Like I don't get into that. So this ain't, I'm not nobody. I don't know for sure, but what I do know is that in boxing, when the media start criticizing you and people start having a problem with your personality and things, the next thing you know, scorecards start going against you. You people know what I'm talking about? I know
Yep.
you know what I'm talking about. These guys is
Yeah.
human beings, so you got to be careful what you say and do, especially when you're not a knockout artist. Cause I remember, Jamel Charlo. He has like a real, kind of rough personality. And then the
Yeah.
next thing I know, uh, uh, he fought Austin Trout. He scored 2 knockdowns, and he was the champion, and it was a majority decision. And I can remember I was talking to Julian on the phone, and I said, "Man, they ready for Jamel to lose now." We both said it at the same time. Julian said it, and I said it. Next thing you know, he lost to Tony Harrison. Remember? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying, Shakur got to be careful now with with the where he's at in his career right now. With a guy throwing that many punches. He has to
100%.
be really, 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 really careful.